Coming up on high school game night, the highly anticipated rivalry game between Manheim Central and Cocalico. Always a lot of fun. Who would earn bragging rights this year?
And that Section 2 race still pretty tight. A team like the Garden Spot Spartans not out of it, but they would need to win out. Could they get back on track tonight against Lebanon? Find out next, because high school game night starts now.
We are brothers! That's one! We fight! We fight! We fight!
Hello and welcome to high school game night, week 8 of LL football. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chad Landers.
And I'm Bryan Kast. But before we get to the postseason, still lots to determine in the regular season. How about in Section 2, Manheim Central and Cocalico tonight, one of, if not the best, rivalry in the entire league.
I think we agree on that. Well, these two teams have traded wins back and forth the last few years. Central took 2 games from the Eagles last year, one in the regular season, the other in the district semifinals.
Correct, but a lot of new faces on both teams, and in fact, you look at the stat sheet, save for a late Tony Stafiri touchdown late last year, no player that scored in both meetings in 2013 is even back on the field this year.
Yeah, hard to believe, but both teams have reloaded with new talent. We've seen them come into their own the last 7 weeks, and after a muff punt returned by Central's 4th and goal for Cocalico, DJ Fabiani hopping into the end zone makes it 7-zip Eagles midway through the first.
So here we go, late second quarter after a blocked punt. This time it's Devin Del Piano with the rock, torpedoes his way in for the score. Eagles lead this game 14-0 at the half. Manheim is shocked.
Oh, they are, but the Barons come out of the locker room on a mission opening kickoff. Tucker Ford at his own 5-yard line, and he's got some room down the sideline, lots of speed, 95 yards to the house. Central only down 7.
This game gets crazier. Cocalico kicks a field goal, but Manheim feels the crowd behind him. Damon Camacho stumbling his way in from about 3 yards out, ties the game at 17 in the 4th quarter, Chad.
Yeah, but Cocalico, even without Dante Haynes, who was injured early in the game, Brady Sawyer fills in for him, the sophomore. DJ Fabiani in for the touchdown. Cocalico up 24-17. A late touchdown by Central would be added, but Cocalico then adds a safety, and the Eagles hold on to spoil Central's homecoming. Cocalico wins it 26-24. HSGN sideline reporter Shannon Miskovich caught up with the Pump Eagles after the game.
We're back in Manheim with the Eagles. They are the definition of, I believe you could say, hype. Yeah! First, we're going to talk to our fearless quarterback over here, Brady. What on earth goes through your mind? You're at Manheim Central, you're a sophomore, you get the call for the rest of the game.
I was a little nervous at first, but I got in there and just didn't want to let these guys down, didn't turn the ball over, and let them do their job.
Safe to say you got the job done, Brady. John Fry, senior captain over here. What does this mean? You look forward, you've got 2 regular season games left, and now you're moving towards districts.
Yep. It means the world. It means we can play with the best of them. Manheim Central is obviously a very, very good team, and we were able to get the win. So I'm confident we can do whatever we can, and we're going to push through, and we're going to get as far as we can in districts.
Eagles certainly looking for that section championship, possibly looking for that district playoff run. Let's send it back to the studio.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Next up, they're pumped up.
I know.
More from Section 2. The Garden Spot Spartans, a 2-game losing streak coming into tonight after starting, of course, 5-0.
Yeah, nice start there, but the very tough part of their schedule coming up. A couple of wins would do a lot for their District 3 playoff hopes.
It would.
Yeah, Spartans on the road at Lebanon Cedars this evening. It's the air raid surprising the spot early on. QB Cody Kissinger launching one deep for Jeremy Della Cruz, a 46-yard touchdown hookup. Cedars lead this game 21-0 in the first quarter.
Oh, but the spot won't go out quietly. Kissinger trying it through the air again, but the leaping interception by Darryl Hartman. Garden Spot in business.
A drive capped off here by Tim Stoltzfus. The big back plunging in from a yard out. Extra point, no good. Spot down 15.
Oh, and here comes more offense. Mitch Martin, the 13-yard touchdown strike to Jake Reel, brings them all the way back, down with about 2 minutes to play. Down 2 with about 2 minutes to play in the first half, but a very high-scoring affair in Lebanon City tonight. Garden Spot helps out their District 3 power ranking with a 41-34 victory. And we are just getting started here on high school game night. Lots more to get to. How about in Section 1? Warwick Warriors hosting Penn Manor. Could the boys from Lidditz score an upset?
And elsewhere in that section, Conestoga Valley doesn't have to play Wilson this week. That's the good news. But it's another tough team in the Hempfield Black Knights. Stick around. We'll be right back.
School game night brought to you by JD's Pazzo Pizza in Ephrata.
Welcome back to high school game night. Let's head on over to Section 1.
Sure.
Warwick Warriors have lost 3 games in a row, and it doesn't get any easier. The Penn Manor Comets in town.
Right, and Penn Manor, not a happy bunch of football players either. Tough loss to Manheim Township for them last week. But the game held in Lidditz tonight. Could the home crowd energize those Warriors? Warwick leads 3-0 after a field goal. But here's Penn Manor running back Tyler Spangler darting through the line, low center of gravity. He's in 7-3 count. Warwick trying to answer. QB Colin Gibble calls his own number, keeps the ball straight up the gut, juking and jiving for about a 30-yard gain. Gibble, though, later leaves the game with an injury. And the Comets and Spangler pounding the rock on the ground. Little off-tackle run, bounce to the outside. He will score on that after running a long way. Penn Manor rolls into Lidditz, and they are leaving with a victory, 31-13. More from Section 1, though. Let's talk about the Conestoga Valley Buckskins. Finally getting some players back from injury, but that Section 1 schedule just always a grind.
Yeah, lost to the Wilson Bulldogs last week, and now the Bucks have to go on the road to play the Hempfield Black Knights.
Yeah.
Buckskins cheerleaders traveling with the boys, hoping to inspire their play on the field. Seems to be working here. Hempfield leading early. Here comes CV Grant Stoltz, who dumps it off to Joe Lopez on the screen. He goes a long way. How about 55 yards? And the Buckskins, they are driving. Couple plays later, it'll be the QB again. Stoltzfus dropping back, has all day to throw, allows him to thread the needle in here to Addison Hurst. What a throw, what a grab, and that's a touchdown. CV down 11 at this point. The Hempfield offense having a lot of success as well, though. Quarterback Sam Kramer rolling left, has time, slings it downfield for Will Bear. Check out the crazy juggling act here, and that's a touchdown. Hempfield defends their home turf with a 38-20 victory. And just one more game for you tonight. The Ephrata Mounts back at War Memorial Field hosting Pequay Valley.
Right. Mounts did get on the scoreboard last week against Columbia, trying to put up some points in front of the home faithful tonight. Homecoming for Ephrata. So, of course, they're coming out with some extra fire. But it's Pequay Valley on the first play from scrimmage. Pitch to Hunter Smith. He'll find a lane. And the sideline running for a long time. But check out the pursuit from Alex Rummel. He will eventually dive for the legs. Does he get him? Yes, he does. Saves the touchdown. Nice job with the Braves to go up 7-0. They score again on their next possession. Jordan Lapp finds his man Chad Mullen, breaks a couple tackles. He's in. Braves go up 14-0. We said this a lot, but the Mounts have proven they can move the chains. Quarterback Jory Hagan, nice pass out to R.J. Barrett. He stays in bounds. First down for the Mounts, with the Braves roll on to victory tonight, 42-7. Mounts do get into the end zone once again. Very nice to see.
All right, our highlights might be through, but don't go anywhere. We've got every score from around the league. That's coming up.
Plus, we'll tell you how to find our Play of the Week selections that you, the fans, can vote on. All that coming up right after the break, so stay with us.
High School Game Night is brought to you by Yogurt Works Cafe in Ephrata, where you can build it your way. Welcome back to the Postgame Show. Time to go around the LL League and check in with the rest of the teams in Section play tonight. Huge matchups in Section 1 just keep coming. Manheim Township and Wilson playing to stay unbeaten in the section race. Close game throughout, but the Bulldogs pull away at the end. It is 28-14.
Yeah.
A shootout for Bryan's old team, the McCaskey Red Tornado. They go to Cedar Crest and lose that one, 53-40.
Almost 100 points put up tonight, but a loss. Section 2, big bounce-back game for Lampeter Strasburg. They lost last week to Central, but regrouped nicely tonight on the road at Lancaster Catholic. Pioneers win 35-21. And how about the Golden Mules of Cocalico keeping their playoff hopes alive? They beat a winless Elizabethtown team 42-14.
They are in as of right now.
Yep.
Heading down to Section 3 now, Elko handles Columbia 42-21. But it's the first place showdown between Northern Lebanon and Annville Cleona that has all eyes watching. The Vikings knock off the Little Dutchmen take hold of first place for the moment with a big game against Donegal coming up next week.
Very cool to see Northern Lebanon up there. Speaking of Donegal, they were in non-league action tonight, pulling out a close one with Schuylkill Valley 20-14 to help their playoff chance.
Well, those teams also in the playoff hunt. So those were the scores, but how about our potential plays of the week? You're not going to want to miss it. We've selected this week's best of the best, and we'll post them online in just a bit. To vote for your favorite, go to our blog, news11sports.tv. We'll have the plays along with a poll posted a little before midnight, and then we'll announce the winner next Friday on our 5:30 newscast.
I know you've already demanded the Tucker Ford kick return be on there.
It was impressive. All right, so that's week 8 in the books. What about your impressions for another crazy Friday night?
You know, I was saying it all today that Cocalico, Manheim Central, throw out the records, throw out everything. Those games are just wild, and it was proven tonight, you know, years past, late, last-second field goals, chickens on the field, and tonight we have just Cocalico playing out of their minds with a backup quarterback.
I know. Dante Haynes goes down, and Sawyer comes in, and he does so well for himself. And now Cocalico back in that Section 2 race.
Yeah, and guard spot can still influence things. Yeah. Central and a three-way tie maybe with LS. Who knows? 2 weeks left, and we shall see. But that'll wrap it up for us for all of our high school game night crew. I'm Chad Landon. And I'm Bryan Kast. We'll see you next week.